Book of the Dead Becoming God in Ancient Egypt. Magic and Theology. Divinization and Empowerment of the Dead. Part 2. The number is necessarily subjective, since distinctions are not sharp between names and epithets of known deities, narrowly defined, and those of the blessed dead. Some supposed nuance may be illusory, as in the case of BD 147. Owing to the related meanings of the word for dignity, dignitary, mummy, the same statement can be translated two ways, even by the same author: "Mine is the dignity of a god," or "I am a divine mummy." Distinctive determinatives of the words collapse in the New Kingdom and are later interchangeable. The divine link is nevertheless unambiguous, whether by a possessed quality or a transfigured state. As in the preceding funerary literature, the gods equated with the deceased in the Book of the Dead constitute a broad range, extending from major deities to lesser-known figures: Osiris, Sobek, Horus, Re, Anubis, the Phoenix, Hotep, Lord of Fields. Deification need not be singular but can be multiple and composite. PT 506 combines varying statements of full identification: "I am Bat," "I am happy," "I am Imsati," with partial deification by body part: "My lips are the two Enneads." A similar combination appears in BD 82d: "My head is Re. The total of me is atom, cf. PT 537. Your entire flesh is that of atom, your face is that of a jackal, Wepwawut." Again first encountered in the pyramid texts, the technique of listing body parts and divine counterparts becomes a regular feature in later funerary and magical texts. Thus the broad assertion in BD 7, "My limbs are the limbs of atom," is based on more compartmentalized statements like that of PT 213, "Your arms are atom, your shoulders are atom, your belly is atom." PT 556 identifies the deceased's feet, and later the arms, as those of the jackal Wepwawut, whose face equals that of the deceased in PT 424. More commonly, individual limbs are linked to different deities, as in PT 215, "Your head is Horus of the netherworld, your eyes are the twin children of Atum, your nose is Wepwawut, your teeth are Sopt." A thorough anatomical list is contained in PT 539, with different divine equations for the head, sides of the head, pate, face, eyes, nose, mouth, tongue, teeth, lips, chin, spine, shoulders, hands, fingers, heart, belly, back, vertebrae, rear, buttocks, phallus, thighs, calves of the legs, soles of the feet and toes. In the Book of the Dead, the listing of body parts is most elaborate in BD 42 and in the Spell for a Secret Head, BD 151, the text found on the back of Tutankhamun's famous golden mask. Although expressly intended for the mummy mask and head, the list of divine body parts is more extensive. Your right eye is the night bark, your left eye is the day bark. Your eyebrows are the Ennead. Your pate is Anubis. The back of your head is Horus. Your fingers are Thoth. Your braided tress is Ptah Sokar. Individual identifications may vary, but the cumulative effect is that there is no limb in you devoid of a god. BD 42, a common concluding statement to such lists in magical healing texts. The terminology of divine limbs has broad application in Egyptian religious speculation. In the Middle Kingdom, the commander's record of a quarrying expedition presents the expedition leader, and future King Amenemhat I, as a physical extension of the divine body of the king. My lord, the king of Upper and Lower Egypt Netawaya, living forever, sent me as a god sends a limb of his. In the New Kingdom, the underworld gods themselves can be seen as limbs, or physical components, of Osiris. The composition, the gods of the caverns in the mysterious underworld, adapted as BD spell 168a, thus invokes the gods of the 10th cavern, the bar souls of the gods who have become limbs. WT, of Osiris, may they let Osiris N rest. Since the deceased is linked to Osiris in the same passage, he can have an analogous claim to divinities as his limbs, paralleling the lists of deified body parts discussed above. As gods are components of Osiris, so they are components of Osiris N. Depictions of underworld gods on papyri can show their explicit identity with the deceased. In the Book of Amduat, What is in the Underworld, of the woman Nani p. MMA 30.3.32, a series of 40 standing mummiform gods are represented with their individual names or emblems above their heads. Repeatedly alternating 19 times with these divine symbols is the name, the Osiris Nani, as one who is justified, true of voice. In effect, the triumphant Nani is directly equated with the entire file of deities. They are all components of Osiris Nani. Similarly, the Amduat papyrus of the priest Amenmos p. BM 10011 depicts the deceased worshipping a series of 28 deities within shrines. The name written before each divinity is not the expected name of the individual god, however, but the repeated name and titles of Amenmos himself. Each deity is the Osiris, priest and scribe of the treasury of Amen-Re, king of the gods, Amenmos, the justified.